The Saskatoon Tribal Council has a new chief. Mark Arcand was voted in on Friday. He has served as a vice chief for 2 terms. Mark joins us now in our Saskatoon studio. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Jill. How are you?
I'm great. You must be feeling good. You've got a brand new job to take on after 2 years as vice chief. Tell us how your role will change now that you've moved from that vice chief role to the chief role.
Oh, well, my role is going to change drastically and dramatically because this new role is now that the leader of the organization of the Saskatoon Tribal Council. When I was currently the vice chief for the last 2 terms, it was more of a supporting role to the tribal chief. Now that this has changed dramatically, it's the fact of the matter that we're making a difference for our people inside of our communities. And at the end of the day, we have to help them build capacity so they can become self-reliant and self-sufficient. Because you always hear the story of a Prime Minister saying it's a nation-to-nation relationship for the First Nations communities. And as STC, we're not a government. We're just a lobbyist group that helps opportunities for our communities to build capacity in all the areas that they need within their organization, right from education to justice to housing to all those programs.
There's no shortage of issues, as you mentioned, a number of programs. Is there 1 or 2 things that you're prioritizing as you get started to try and help to elevate the people in your community and support them as they need?
Well, see, again there, Jill, it's about what the community wants. It's not what I want as the tribal chief being elected for the Saskatoon Tribal Council. It's about what the people want, the mandate that we're getting from each of the First Nations.
And what are you hearing from them as to what they want?
They want capacity in all areas. They want communications is a big thing. We really want to get the message out there that there's some really good work being done inside of our communities. And we really want to implement the Truth and Reconciliation calls to action to show people that, especially people like the media, as we're doing here today, talking about all the good news stories. Some of the bad stories are always being told, but it's not all bad in our communities, and we really have to promote and engage. Some of the education fights, child family services, the housing shortage, the alcohol, drugs in our communities, it's not a good situation, and we have to do something to help with all the social issues that are causing poverty within our communities.
Awareness is so important for everyone. For those who don't understand, how does the Saskatoon Tribal Council help the Indigenous people of Saskatoon?
Oh, well, in the city of Saskatoon, we've built what we call an urban center, and we take care of the 20,000 First Nations within the city of Saskatoon. We have protocol agreements with the other tribal councils to say that we'll take care of their members as well. We'll provide opportunities, but most importantly, we have a lot of transient people that come from our First Nations that move into the city of Saskatoon. So when we talk about bridging that gap from our communities to the urban center, we want it to be a smooth transition in all areas because we feel it's important for us to help them, guide them, to support them in whatever direction or capacity that they need so they can have those positive opportunities to become better citizens in the province of Saskatchewan.
You have lots of work ahead, but it sounds like you're up to the challenge. Thanks for chatting with us today, Mark.
Oh, thank you very much, Jill, and have a great day.
You as well. Mark Arcand is the new chief of the Saskatoon Tribal Council.